NXT took place tonight in its home of Orlando, Florida at the WWE Performance Center. Before I get into the show, I want to talk about a couple of news items. First, TNA is now officially going to be on AMC. That's the same network that carried Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I believe still The Walking Dead. I don't watch that show anymore. I watched like 1 or 2 seasons early on, but that's big for them. And it's worth noting because WWE has a relationship with TNA, a business partnership with them. So they obviously helped them get this TV deal. And congratulations to them. And it's a big upgrade from where they were on AXS. I'm not even sure the network. I don't watch Impact, but it's a huge upgrade, even though AMC, isn't necessarily a channel that everyone gets, but it's definitely a much bigger platform than what they were on previously. Also, a sad note, condolences to CM Punk and AJ Lee on the passing of Larry, their dog. Very sad to hear. I know Punk was really close to the dog. The dog was infamously present at that brawl-in in AEW. But yeah, I feel for him. I know he's had the dog backstage at several shows, and that's really sad. So the best wishes to Phil in April for that. So tonight's show, you had Vic Joseph and Corey Graves on commentary, and thankfully no Booker T. The show was less annoying already without him, but we did have a lot of bad wrestlers on the show, which we'll get to. But you had the NXT Women's Iron Survivor Summit open the show, unfortunately, with Ava in the ring. Ava's on so many segments. She ruins the show. She's awful. She's horrendous at her job, but she gets so much airtime. It's unbelievable. She gets more airtime than anyone else on this fucking show. Anyway, you have Kendall Gray, Lola Vice, Sol Ruka, Jordan Grace, and Kalani Jordan all in the ring. Sol talked for a while at first. Then each of the women started to talk briefly, and when Kalani got on the mic, everyone just hated her. I know she's a heel, but it seemed like the fans hate Kalani Jordan now for some reason. People liked Kalani at first, but everyone hated her when she talked, and they're teasing the feud with her and Jordan Grace. Eventually, they brawled, and Fatal Influence came out, interrupted them, as I said, led to a brawl. Jordan and Kalani are kind of on their own, while Fatal Influence fought with Sol, Kendall, and Lola. And it ended with the 3 faces that I mentioned standing tall. You had Joe Hendry and Thea Hill talking backstage, and then Stax, Nerion, and Grace interrupt them. They mock them, and it leads the matchup later tonight with Thea and Ariana. And I believe this segment was supposed to take place earlier in the day. Thea Hill was out next with Joe Hendry. She has her own version of the theme song now. And then we go backstage. Ava tells security to keep Kalani and Jordan away from each other. Then she goes to yell at Fatal Influence, and she makes a 6-woman tag match later tonight involving them. I have to say, it feels so similar, both the men's and the women's. You have this faction feuding with a lot of the competitors. You have Dark State feuding with the male competitors, and then for the woman, you have like Fatal Influence feuding with the woman competitors. I think it just feels too similar for me. Anyway, we got Thea Hill and Ariana Grace. Thea wins the match with the Kimura. You had Andre Chase telling his students, yelling at them, and while they were driving, they almost ran over OTM. I don't know what the point of that segment was. Unfortunately, to the dismay of all of us, Josh Briggs was out next with that stupid skeleton gimmick it's such a shitty gimmick. Oh, he sucks. He's Baron Corbin 2.0. It reminds me so much of him, and Baron Corbin thinks he's something special in NXT. He was abysmal in NXT. He was the worst part of the golden era of NXT. He destroyed the show. He was just awful to watch. He was a horrendous wrestler, horrendous gimmick, and Josh Briggs he's just as bad. That's all I see. I just see Baron Corbin with that stupid lone wolf type of gimmick. Anyway, he had a John Cena interview clip. Then you had Josh Briggs, Leon Slater, Joe Hendry, and Miles Bourne all talking in Ava's office ahead of their match with Dark State later in the show. She then says the one who gets the pin tonight gets to pick their spot in the Iron Survivor match. We had Josh Briggs and Tavion Heights. That bum Briggs won. He's so awful. As I said, Baron Corbin 2.0. When I say this, I want Shawn gone. I want Shawn Michaels gone when he fucking books this shit. Culling were walking backstage, heading to the ring. When we come back from commercial break, Culling were out, and it's all about Izzy Dame. She cuts a promo. Certainly not the promo that her boyfriend Braun Breaker cut yesterday. I believe they're still together. But she talks about how she gave Tatum everything. Fans boo loudly. She's getting a lot of heat as she cuts the promo. Eventually, Tatum appears on the screen. She's devastated. She's broken and says she'll make Izzy feel all of her pain at Deadline. And that match is set. We had a whole bunch of the NXT women in the locker room, along with Ren Sinclair, who was supporting Kendall Gray, and Lola Vice was there, and Sol Ruka. And then I believe it was Zarya goes up to Sol, and they continue to tease tension. So clearly that the turns are going to happen. I think Zarya is probably going to cost her the match on Deadline. We get Fatal Influence, which is JC Jane, Lainey Reed, and Fallon Henley taking on Sol Ruka, Lola Vice, and Kendall Gray. Sol Ruka pins JC Jane after a Soul Snatcher. After the match, Zarya spears Kendall, and it looked like she was going after Sol. Sol shoves her afterwards, so it's only a matter of time when the big turn happens. They went to an NXT Anonymous clip, and they show Ricky Saints and Javon Evans arguing in the locker room backstage. OTM's up next. You had John Cena and CM Punk rivalry featurette. As I said, rest in peace to Larry, CM Punk's dog. Him and AJ both have that dog, and that was really unfortunate to read that. Dion Lennox is backstage. He gives away his tag team title to Saquon Sugars, I believe. He's going after the NXT Championship now. He's hoping to win the Deadline match. The Iron Survivor match at Deadline. Oba Femi walks in. Him and Dion go back and forth. I don't really care. I hate Dark State. OTM took on Chase U. We all know who would win. OTM won. You had Ethan Page leaving the PC. Eva makes a match with him and Mr. Iguana, who happened to appear in Ethan Page's vehicle. He didn't notice him, but they did that segment. I don't think it's going to be on Deadline, but I mean, they're going to have a match. I don't care about the AAA Championship. They've done really nothing with Ethan Page. They had an NXT focus on Shiloh Hendricks. Oh my god, this sucks. This was painful to watch. This was one of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever seen on NXT TV. This was fucking dog shit. I'm thinking to myself, Sean has to go now. He is booking some of the most unbelievably unwatchable bullshit you would ever fucking see on TV. This stuff is really bad, and this was one of the worst segments of the whole fucking year. This was fucking abysmal. I don't know what the hell this was. I really don't know what the fuck I was watching here. That was just god awful. No words. I'm sorry. Anyway, the announcers preview Deadline, all the matches. Then we get Dark State taking on Joe Hendry, Javon Evans, Leon Slater, and Miles Bourne. Miles Bourne got the pinfall victory, and he will choose his spot. Then we go backstage. Ava presides over a contract signing in a room between Ricky Saints and Obafemi. It's quick. It was only a minute long. She then announces the match will open the show, and that's how NXT ended, and we'll see what happens at the Deadline.